What's up, guys? Cerberus here, coming to you with Tasty Talk episode number seven. Number seven. Along with me tonight is our own possessed villager. It is the saber-toothed chimp. How you doing
What's
tonight,
up,
chimp?
guys? Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Good, good, good. So we got a little bit of a good lineup for you tonight. We're going to go over a few different things. First off, I'd like to thank all of the people who did subscribe to our YouTube page or followed us on Twitch, and all the new people that followed us on social media. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate what you do out there, and we do this for you. So, um, first things first, man. I'm going to go over a little bit about our contest that we have going on right now. Um, our first 16 patrons to sign up at patreon.com/, Tasteful Charades will be entered into a $40 Blizzard card giveaway. 40, I guess it's two Blizzard cards. So that's something
Two
that
twenties.
two two twenties too.
Yeah, 220s.
So that's something that we can you guys can look forward to. And if you haven't become a patron already, be sure to go ahead and do that. And make sure you check us out on patreon.com/, Tasteful Charades. Um, Next thing, I guess, on our list is going to be our tournament. How excited are you for this tournament?
Dude, I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty pumped
I'm
myself
thinking
too.
that a lot of people are kind of excited for it. We've had a lot of talk and a lot of people sending us messages, and not just the people who are playing in it, but people who also want to play in the next tournament that we have. So we've had a lot of good feedback from everyone, and I enjoy it. I enjoy getting the feedback from everybody, and I think that now this one's going to be better than the last one. I think. I mean, I'm not saying the first one was bad or anything by all means, but I think that this one's going to be good because we've kind of got our handle on it. We kind of know what we're doing now. So
Right, right. And it's we're still going to be tweaking out some broadcast stuff because where I did get new RAM for my computer, I fixed my problem. It took me a little while, but I finally fixed my problem. I found the root cause. I got new RAM and a new hard drive, and everything's settled, man. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked to have my second try at this broadcast in the tournament, man. I'm stoked. I'm ready to do this. Um, Plus, I'm really excited to see some of the decks that we've got entered into this list.
I
Um,
am too, man. I'm ready to get into those.
yeah.
Like pretty
Um,
excited about that.
what is the most I guess the most shocking? I don't know. If shocking is the correct word there, but um, the one that you didn't think you would see that you've seen entered into this tournament so far.
The Dejani Paladin from Pain of Death. He's playing a Jijini, or however you say it, Paladin list.
Okay.
Um, I was looking at this list and thinking that it looks fun, but if I was going to play in a tournament, I don't know how well it will perform. I think the meta this deck might be a little too slow, but it definitely looks interesting. It's definitely different, and it definitely has like some things in it that you would not see unless you were unless you're playing this kind of list. Like this is not your typical Hearthstone, Curve Stone, Tempo Stone type of
Right.
list. So
Right. What I'm really looking forward to seeing piloted is going to be the the Jade Shaman. I'm really looking forward to seeing that played. Um, I
yeah,
can't.
I've played against so many of them that it's like now, and I know it's like we've been at this at a week now, so it's
Yeah.
like it's already like Jade Shaman is there. Like I'm looking at the non-typical list, the ones that are like just strange as ever,
Right.
and the Ginny Paladin is like I don't maybe he plays it a lot because you never see that list. Like maybe he plays it a lot and he's comfortable with it. So I'm excited to see like if he's like a master of the Djinni Paladin, if he comes out and just slams some crazy I don't know. Like it's gonna be cool if he gets like the Djinni in play and he's able to like throw down like a blessings or some silver moons or do some crazy like divine strength combos with like a dragon egg or something.
Right.
It'd be cool, but it's kind of slow and I'm scared that that's gonna be the list that hurts Pain of Death the most because his other two lists are pretty solid. He's playing like Warlock, which looks like a zoo list, and then his Nazoth Control Priest is pretty standard. So
Yeah, as far as the Jade Shaman list that I was talking about, um, let's see, there was two cards in here that we really were shocked to see. Um, for one, in a Jade Shaman, the patches isn't in this list. Um, Patches the pirate and a two small time buccaneer. So that's very interesting for me, especially in this Jade list.
Yeah, the list that I'm playing right now has like some Jade cards too, like Jade Claws and the 4 mana Jade Lightning, and it also runs patches and Small Town Buccaneer.
This is from let's see what his gamer tag is on here. His Battle.net tag is Crazy Eights. Crazy Eights is
Crazy.
the one that's actually playing this particular list that I'm looking at, and it seems pretty cool. Have we posted those to Facebook yet?
Yeah, they're already on there.
Okay, I'm just making
They're
sure.
there.
I'm a little behind because I've been working so much here lately, guys. It's and I apologize for that, but yeah, we're ready for this tasty tournament number two. It's awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Um, we're a day late on our tasty talk. We were going to have Human on here. Thank you so much for working with us, Human. We really appreciate that. Unfortunately, my work schedule uh, didn't allow me to be here, and I apologize about that, guys. But we're a day late, and
It's all
we
right
got
now.
this. We got
We're
this.
good.
We got this. Yeah. Um, just so on to our next topic. Um, let's see. What do you think about the new meta right now? How do you feel like the meta is going?
Honestly, the meta to me looks like well, real quick before we jump topics, I want to go back to the tournament because I had a bunch of people ask me, just in case they don't see it, like if they're not watching or if they watch later, just to get a heads up. We did put the first round matchups up, and it'll be um, Carry versus Crazy Eights, Mind Sculptor versus Ice Wolf, Null versus Painted Death, and Maxbox versus Insane. So those matchups are posted on the uh, Facebook page on Tasteful Charades right now.
Okay.
If you want to go on there and check it out, and that way you guys will know a day ahead of time who you guys are playing against. You can kind of get your, I don't know, inside information maybe from their deck list. Take a look at it, maybe play test a little bit. You guys have a solid day to get ready for it. So
Yeah, and that's I forgot to mention that. Yes, and the like you said, the matchups are posted on here. You gonna do a quick rundown of the matchups?
um, yeah, it's again it's Carry versus Crazy Eights, and it looks like Carry's bringing. He is at the bottom of my list. Hold on just a second. And Carry's bringing. Da-da-da. Looks like he's bringing a pirate rogue, a zoo warlock, and a pirate warrior. So he's like full time aggro, and he's playing Crazy Eights, who is bringing the
Crazy Eights is
Dra-
actually playing Reno Lock. I'm sorry, didn't mean
oh
to cut
yeah,
you off there.
you're
Um,
good.
Reno Lock. He's playing Dragon Priest, and he's playing the Jade Shaman list.
Right.
So, which is more of a pirate shaman list, which I like. I like the Aya Black Paw in there. Um, the patches, small time Buccaneer. I'm really looking forward to seeing these lists play.
I think I honestly think, and I don't say who I want to win or anything like that, but I think honestly Carey might have the better of the matchup in this situation. You see two slow lists from Crazy Eights where he's playing Arena Lock and a Dragon Priest. His lists probably match up pretty well. I think Dragon Priest is probably really good in most matchups right now. They have really good removal and they have the ability, but a lot of their single target removal is too expensive for like his smaller aggro decks. I think his Jade Shaman list is going to be good because it's playing one Lightning Storm and two Maelstrom Portals, so it's pretty good against most aggro lists, especially if it matches up really well against his Rogue. But when it comes down to best of three, his Reno Lock, Crazy Eight might have a tough time with his Reno Lock. That'd be the one that I would say we're going to see going to like a game, a game four, possibly game five scenario because of this Reno Lock where he has trouble getting a win out of it.
Right, and you mentioned the Dragon Priest, I think if he can get there and kind of hold him off long enough, the Excavated Evil can just restart the game for Crazy Eight. So once he does wipe the board and start over more or less, I think this. I think he may have a chance to get there. I don't see him matching up very well against the Reno list. Reno list kind of gets takes a lot longer to start up. Um, it does have the removal that you need, but it takes a
It's
little
just
bit longer.
there's so many dead cards in this Reno list. Like he's playing a big game hunter. He's playing like Siphon Soul, which isn't necessarily a dead card, but it ends up being one of those cards that you just don't want to use a 6 mana spell on like a 2 mana spell because you just
Right.
end up getting outvalued. Mind Control Tech might be pretty good in it. He's got Imp Gang Boss. He's got some early cards, but again, like we look for like the cards like Demon Wrath and Doomsayer and Shadow Form, or not Shadow Form, but what's the other 4 mana? I don't actually see it in his list, no. But I think he actually misspelled it there, but it's fine. The Abyssal Enforcer, like those cards, Twisting Nether, those cards are really good, but they're really expensive too. And except like Demon Wrath, he's not playing a Hellfire. I don't think I didn't see it. Yeah, Hellfire's getting this list, so it
Yep.
has to be Fellfire Potion. I mee, he has a lot of AOE in his list, so I mean it's possible. But I think what you're like the two weak links that like if they stabilize, they're gonna win. Like if Dragon Priest or Reno Lock stabilizes, they're probably gonna win because he can outvalue them in the late game with like Dragonfire Potion and Excavated Evil.
Right.
Those two cards are really good, and then like in the we already went over the AoEs there. Like his Jade Shaman's just gonna match up 50-50 for like with most of the aggressive list. I think
Right.
it really matters of who's going first in this matchup because if Kerry gets to go first against the Reno Lock, I think he has a really good advantage. I think he'll be like highly favored in the Reno Lock matchup
One
with any of those aggro lists.
right. And one thing that I really like about Excavated Evil is that it puts this into the player's deck.
Right.
That being said, um, Carey won't want to do that much damage to himself. 9 times out of 10, he's starting to build his board back, and he's not going to want to play that card. So it's a dead draw.
Yeah,
It's a,
the worst part about it is it like he's building a board,
Mhm.
like he doesn't want to destroy his board, but the big part about it is like a lot of times after like turn 6, you get to this moment where like any of your draws can just kill them. Like you
right,
you get to him to such a low life where you're like, okay, I got him to 7. I have like 3 damage in play. I really need to draw an Arcanite Reaper, but you draw instead of drawing Arcanite Reaper, you draw Excavated Evil, and
right,
you don't kill him that turn, and then he plays Reno, and it's like making a draw dead is probably worse than just taking the board away. Almost, it's just as bad, if
right.
not worse.
I agree. I agree 100%. And uh, playing different lists, even playing Shaman, whenever you draw that Excavated Evil after Priest has played it on you, it's really it's a dead draw because you don't want to destroy the board that you just created. And even though you can build a board fairly quick, but you don't want to destroy the board that you already made. So that's it's just a dead draw for you.
I don't know. In the Shaman matchup, it's gonna go a little longer because he's playing more of like the Jade stuff. So I could kind of see him wanting to take away some of Dragon Priest's board, where like Dragon Priest is able to build like a pretty decent, Dragon Priest is gonna have to win on the board. Like he's not gonna do anything like crazy like the Reno Lock can do. So he might actually that one I can kind of see where that one might come in hand with the other two now. The other two lists, he's just not gonna want it.
Right. And what about let's see, what's Maxbox playing?
All right, so our next matchup is after Carry and
May have jumped the gun a little bit.
Crazy Eights play. We got Mind Sculptor versus Ice Wolf.
Okay.
Um, Mind Sculptor is playing. I saw his list earlier today and thought they were pretty decent. I was looking at them and I was like, they looked pretty standard. Ice Wolf is actually playing. Let's see, Ice Wolf's playing the standard mid range shaman with Alakir at the top end instead of Ragnaros. And let me open this up. And then we have a Druid list, which looks to be the Jade Druid for Ice Wolf, and then Ice Wolf's last is a Reno Lock as well.
Looks like let's see here. Looks like that Ice Wolf is playing Dragon Reno.
Right.
He's
You mean Mind Sculptor?
Mind Sculptor. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
Uh,
you're
Mind Sculptor is playing Dragon Reno. He's going to be playing a Jade Druid list, which we all know how Jade Druid is right now. It's very good right now in the meta, and he's also playing a Reno lock. So
he does have two Reno lists.
he does have two Reno lists, so that's going to be very interesting to see how both of those play. Um, Apparently, he's comfortable with that Singletons list that he's running. Um, Other than the Jade Druid list, I'm not really that comfortable with the Singletons as much because you you control the draw, control your draw a little bit better whenever you know you've got two of a certain card in your list, and that in my opinion that's not something that I particularly want to do, but some people like that.
I think Reno Lock takes full advantage of having like no duplicates in your list. Whereas like the priest, I'm still worried about. Like I've played against mini priest on ladder lately, where they're trying out the new Raza stuff, but it's just not as impactful as I would like it to be. Like if I was gonna play a priest list right now, it's probably gonna be dragon, like duplicate full. Like I want to play both of my Draconids, and I want to play multiple one drops. I don't want to. I want to curve out and just beat them with like good AOE that they can't
Right.
take, but I can, and clear a board and still have my board. And it just I've seen too many good things happen with Dragon Priest for not play Dragon Priest over like Reno Priest is just it's just the impact level of Reno Priest is not high enough. Like Raza's the good card in the list, and I'm not
Right.
gonna not play two Draconoids just to play like a Raza.
Absolutely. And um, you bring up Raza. Raza is very. I've seen it's one card I've seen a lot of, especially in this particular meta, and it's so powerful.
I think I think like the value like of no duplicates comes from like three cards. You either play you want to play Kazakus and Reno in all of those decks, and then like you have like your interchangeable one where it's like um, Cruel, Salia, or Raza, which Raza's obviously the best. But I think Reno Lock just takes full advantage of having no duplicates in your deck. In this matchup, though, I think having two Renos is a little bit risky. I think it's going to be like you really want to get the matchups that you want, and there's really, in my opinion, Ice Wolf has like pretty decent matchups. Like, I mean, we all know mid range Shaman can take out Reno pretty well. Like, just does. J Druidless can get out of hand pretty quick, but like he's also running a Reno like, so I think it's really who pilots Reno better will be the one that outlasts the other one.
I agree, and it's so uncomfortable. You don't never know when to play Reno. You don't know if you're playing it too soon. You don't know if you've waited too long. If the next turn that he can kill you, it's very you got to be very particular whenever you play your Reno, and in order to gain your life back, and then uh, start your start building your board, and then start wailing on your opponent. Um, so yes,
Like the
I
matchup, the matchup that I want to see is the Reno Lock versus the Reno Priest.
that would be cool.
That
That would
puts
be
that
really
puts
cool.
the argument to bed because then you just kind of go like Reno Lock in that matchup is better because they're gonna have Jiraxis and they're gonna have other ways. Like you're trading Jiraxis for Raza, and I would never trade Jiraxis for Raza. Like it's
No,
just not good enough.
no, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. So our next matchup that you're going to see is going to be Null versus Pain and Death.
Null versus Painted Death.
Okay, and Null he is playing. Looks like he's playing Tempo Kazakus. He's playing. Let's see. He's going to be playing a. Looks like a mid-rangey shaman.
So is this tempo mage? It looks like it's a Reno tempo. Like it that yeah, that's a Reno tempo mage
Oh,
is what he's
that's
calling it. Like so it's basically Reno mage. And we haven't I think he might be the only one bringing Reno mage to the tournament. I haven't looked at the other like few I'm pretty sure that he is the only other one. Yeah.
Is anyone not bringing shaman? Have we?
So far
Shaman?
everyone I think's got shaman in there. No, we have
Carrie, is Carrie bringing Shaman?
Painted Death. Yeah, he's bringing Jade Shaman.
Yeah, Jade Shaman.
Painted Death he has this is the Knowles player, Dejani Paladin, the Zulok, and the Nazoth Control Priest. So he's got three non-shamans.
Wow, that's uh, that's kind of shocking in my opinion. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see.
Here, here's my issue though with the list that I'm looking at. It just looks like his list do not match up well against Knowles at all. Like Knoll, if he gets like the matchups he wants with like his Reno Mage versus like this Dejani Paladin or his Nazoth Control Priest, I think that deck takes either one of those. So like that can be like a really bad start if his mage gets like because that's the one thing that I think if I was playing in a tournament I'd want to target first is that if people are going to bring Reno Lock or Reno Priest or Reno Mage, I'm going to target that list because I think that that's the one that is going to give them the most trouble. So I end up in a situation where I want to get good matchups against the other ones, and then I don't care what my matchups are against Reno because I'll just eventually beat it. So
Okay.
I honestly expect the people who bring Reno to play it first because it's kind of the one that you want to get out of the way.
Yeah, and as for um, who is bringing the? I don't know. I already forgot who's bringing the two arena lists. So you can't play both of your arena lists first. So sorry about
Uh,
that.
the guy who brings two Renos was Mind Sculptor,
Mind
I
Sculptor.
believe.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Mind Sculptor.
He was in our last tournament, correct?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was.
Mind Sculptor, Max Box,
Max Box.
and Carry are all
Max
returning.
Box, if you're watching this right now or you see this later, you are in the tournament. I talked to you today and you said that you weren't in the tournament. So
He
you're
sent his
in.
deck list in, so
Yeah, he sent his deck list in and he submitted everything. And I talked to him today. He said he wasn't in the tournament. And I don't know if he just got confused or what it was. But yeah, you are in the tournament, sir. So be there.
he's got a first round matchup against Insane, which is our last matchup of the day. And it looks like he's bringing a Pirate Warrior, a mid range Shaman, and a Pirate Rogue. That's what Maxbox has brought. So I
And
think I think you're seeing two aggro lists and a mid range list.
okay. And let's see, as far as for Insane, let me pull his lists up here. Crazy Eights, Death, Ice Wolf, no. Insane. Okay, so Insane, he is playing a Mill Druid, which is going to be very interesting to see. Something that we've both talked about a couple different times is to see how that Jade Idol actually plays into the Mill Druid. Really looking forward to seeing that list. Looks like he's playing a secret mage, possibly. Does look like a
Um,
secret mage.
I
He's
mean it's looking it's
two mirror image. Yeah,
meaning secrets.
yeah, secret. So secret mage, and with that play, he's got two mirror entities, vaporize, a spellbender, potion of polymorph. So yeah, he's went full force on this secret mage and the curve priest that he's entitled it. Um,
What about Arc Thief Reform?
right?
Way to go, Insane. That's a card we didn't expect to cast.
Yeah, for real.
I like it though. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I love it. That's pretty awesome. Looking forward to seeing this. He's brought some lists that you don't really normally see a lot of, and one that I've not really played against or play tested with is the secret mage, and I love mage cards. Mage cards are a lot of fun for me to play. Um, the Mill Druid, I haven't seen it played much. Now, some of this
I
may
think
be because of lack of being able to see it, um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing his list play.
I think he's gonna have like the most trouble he'll have is that secret list. Like
Hmm.
maybe I'm wrong. It looks kind of tempo-y. Like it has like tempo pieces to it where you can just like play a Medivh Valet and get super value out of it with like a Cabal Lackey on turn one. But at the same time, like what what in all honesty secret are you wanting to play from a turn one aspect? Like you're not gonna want to play your Potion of Polymorph because they're just gonna play like a one drop or two drop, and you don't want to polymorph waste a 3 mana spell on their 1 or 2 mana spell And like I don't know, like it just makes me uncomfortable to ever play like a mage style secret deck unless the secrets get better. Like the support cards are amazing. Like Cabal Lackey's pretty good. The Crystal Runner's really good. Like those cards are good, and Tour Mage is pretty good in my opinion. I like that card. It works well.
Medivh
Um,
Valet.
and Medivh's Valet is pretty good. It's
Hmm.
okay. And it's a 2 mana 2/3 that with an upside, so like a Frostbolt in a way, but
Right.
just extra damage. But at the same time, like there's no secrets that, in my opinion, like maybe Mirror Entities like a super tempo we play on turn one. But I mean, I get mana reduction is awesome and it's really good, but at the same time, I don't know what secret I want to play. So I'm interested to see what he does there. Because but I did not see this Art Thief Reform in Priest. What is he gonna do there?
Man,
I have
I'll be honest with you. It's been so long since I've looked at that card. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
Arc Thief gives you is a 9 mana minion that gives you a artifact. It's
Discovers a
and
powerful artifact. Yes.
yeah, and the like swamp the board with 3/3s or shoot, that's the only one that I ever played. I don't know what the other
Right.
two are because the only one that I ever picked was make a bunch of 3/3s on your side of the board. I can't remember what the other two artifacts are, but
Give a minion plus 10.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's one of them.
and then there's one that's like deal damage or gain life or something like that. It's just
Let's see.
randomness.
Um, Fill your board with 3/3s mummy zombies. Deal 10 damage randomly.
Yeah,
Split
deal
amongst
10
all
damage.
enemies.
Yeah.
And give a minion plus 10. So all three of those are very powerful. And
The random one's not so good, I don't think.
no, I don't. Anything random, anything based on RNG, I don't like. So it's.
You like Ragnaros.
I do like Rag. I take that back. I do like Rag. Rag's.
You like Sylvanas. I
Yeah,
think I'm I think I'm shutting you down, dude.
you kind of are. You kind of are.
Like a lot of the legends you like are like
Well,
random
I
based
mean,
legends, man.
I'm talking about just random spells like arcane missiles. If you've watched me play my mage list, my tempo mage, you see that I play arcane missiles, and in hopes to clearing one minion off the board, I have a 33% chance of hitting this minion at least once. And if a 60, whatever, I mean the math is there, but it's too late to be doing math much. But yeah, I can never get it to go the way that I want it to. I had actually an arcane missile that went three to the face, all three to the face. I had two minions on board and went all of it went face. And I was like, oh, well, RNG, Jesus, man, you just don't like me today. I get it, but um, I I don't like any spell that targets random.
What do you think about greater arcane missiles?
Greater arcane missiles.
Mm-hmm. The 7 mana deals 3 damage 3 times randomly.
I don't like it because you can't target anything.
How can you not like that? Like,
I,
I know that card's probably not good, and it might be like just a Reno Mage card because it's
yeah,
not going to end up in any Tempo Mage decks, even though Raynad thinks it will be. But like at the same time, that card's cool. Like the idea of that card is really good. Though we're in a position like where it's not good in this meta, and it probably won't be until like things rotate out and we see like a different meta. I still think the card's good. I still think the card's cool. I like the card. It's just I don't know.
the idea of the card is pretty cool. I liked it, but I mean, it has the potential of doing at least 9 damage to the face on an empty board.
That's like the best part. Like
Right.
imagine if you have like spell damage and they have an empty board and just go nuts
But
and
see, the
just
thing
like
about playing it on an empty board, you know it's going face.
exactly like
So I
that's
have
what's the
there's
best.
no
Like you, this is my dream scenario. It's just like set up like your flame strike into Salia into a free arcane missiles with like spell damage on board. Just like that'd be crazy.
it would be, and that would be sick. That would be sick. But
7 mana deal 12.
yeah, that's that's crazy. But playing that on an empty board, you know it's going face. So you're essentially targeting face.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like it's still really good if they have like a Flame Waker in play. Like if it hits it once, great. If it doesn't, still great. Like you did 12 to the face.
Yeah.
like You either win this turn or you win next turn. That's what you're asking yourself.
What if you got like a 3/4 minion on board, or a 1/4, or a 0/4?
There's a totem golem in play.
Yeah, a totem golem doesn't even matter. The three. Well, yeah, totem golem. Yeah, there you go. Totem golem. I was thinking of healing totem for some reason, but totem golem in play. A 3/4. Um, you're essentially if one of those missiles hits the totem golem twice, yes, you've cleared the totem golem, but you've wasted 2 damage.
You can't after like if once the minion's dead. Oh, you're talking about if it's like at 3.
Yeah.
Okay, like I guess, but at the same time, like the odds of that happening, like you would have to like. I guess you would play into like that. Maybe you would trade in off like your minion first, but I still think the card's good. I still think greater. I don't know. I like that's the only RNG card that like I would have thought that you would have been like, yeah, that card's awesome.
It's
Love
cool. I
damage.
mean, it's got upside. It does have upside, but I don't know. I'd rather play it on an empty board. And I play tempo mage and the flame waker, and
You
I don't
play
know.
Flame Makers,
I know
man.
that's what I'm saying. The flame waker hits, but it's different. It's different then. I don't know. I don't know. I
Why is it
guess
different? Because
I
it's
guess
just
I'm
adding. It adds 2 random damage to every spell.
I guess I'm an RNG denial.
You are, dude. You are.
That's the only thing I can come up with. I'm
Like
an
you're
R.
go. You need to go through the 12-step program for the random number generator effect.
Yeah, I'm in RNG denial right now, guys, and I need your help terribly. So, oh,
Oh man.
wow,
I guess
yeah,
like we segued perfectly into like the next topic of talking about the new cards and our new meta and what we think about it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Man, Jade Idol has took everything by storm. Jade Idol is there. Patches is there. Uh,
Patches is the card I predicted to be amazing,
Patches, yeah,
and if I wasn't right,
you was. One card I haven't seen and haven't seen much of anyway is Mayor Noggenfogger.
oh, there's been some memes about that thing,
Where's the
but
mayor at?
I think Mayor's taken. I think Mayor's taking a back seat right now because nobody's found out anything exceptionally cool to do with him.
Is he on
But
vacation?
what is it?
Is he on vacation? No, another card that I absolutely love, and it's RNG based, like totally.
Like, what's up with you, man? Like,
I'm in
just like
denial. I told you.
like Mayor Noggenfogger. It's just you can kill yourself too easily with it, and that's why people don't really want to play it. But like, if you're
Yeah.
just memeing people, I think we'll find a really good meme list. I think there's gonna be one. Like I saw Crip play with it, and he killed himself with a with a mage ability. So
That's terrible.
like he shot himself. He has that one life. He went to shoot his opponent, and it shot him.
Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna say I love RNG because I was thinking about as soon as you mentioned that is a one of my favorite cards to play in my mage list is Firelands Portal, and it's RNG based,
It's a
and
random 5 drop.
yeah, a random 5 drop. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna completely retract my statement. This is an official retraction, guys. Official. Put it down. Um, I guess I do in turn love RNG because I like Firelands Portal, but
You like playing RNG. You hate RNG being played against you.
that's a very valid point. A very valid point, and I think everybody's there. But
That's
um,
true.
but I played my Firelands Portal and got a bomb squad off of it. I was extremely sad, and the guy immediately BM me and said, "Well played," and I was at 5 life. He killed my bomb squad and done damage to me, 5 damage to myself, and there goes there
You
goes my
take when you
life.
play RNG, you take the skill out of the game. Like you take like the ability to control. Like that's what random is. Like you're letting it out of your hands, and you're giving the gods of Hearthstone the opportunities to either A, win you the game, or B, lose you the game. And
And if you
so
haven't paid your tithes to the RNG gods, then you will definitely get paid for it. You will get paid back for it. No,
gotcha.
yeah, and it's terrible. So what decks have you been trying out here lately? I know you've been trying some different stuff. One card I want to mention that we both were just like laughing it up a few minutes ago about is the Weasel.
Oh my god, dude, I love that card. Like meme city, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
But no, the decks that I think that I've been trying about the most, I like Pirate Warrior is everywhere. That's the I've probably played half and half the most with it in Pirate Shaman. Pirate Shaman, which is like a Jade Pirate hybrid, super good. That's probably the best list I have right now. It's aggro Shaman, and it's just really, 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 really good. I went really well with it on stream tonight. Had a few people in there that saw it, and they were giving me some tech advice. Um, I've also played Patches Rogue, which is just like this combo list in Wild. Which there's a video on YouTube and on Facebook. If you haven't seen it, go check it out because it's awesome. It's the best thing you'll ever watch. I had a
If you like cannons,
ships, yeah,
if you like
ships cannon
cannons,
in play,
yeah.
and I ganged up twice on a Patches. And then I played a South Sea captain, and I spit out all kinds of tutus and shot 2 damage randomly everywhere with my ship's cannon. It was great,
Yep.
taking out elephants and killing people. So it was awesome.
And then if I'm not bad wrong, the next turn that you actually played another pirate, and what, two more patches shot out of your list?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Lance Washburger that I
Yeah.
played the turn before that actually gave me a Savage Roar, so I just killed him. Like I was
Yeah.
like, "And now you're dead." I actually didn't even know that I had more patches in there because I hadn't counted how many came out
Yeah.
of the deck because I had done some trading and got more out. So I was like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna Jade Druid me out of this game." And then I played a deckhand, a South Sea deckhand, and two more spit out, and I was like, "Holy crap! I can just win right here with the Savage
Yeah.
Roar. Go!"
Yeah. So that's pretty fun. I personally have been playing typical mid range shaman. Just for the simple fact that I don't have many of the cards yet. I plan on Friday. Friday I will be hosting a stream. Friday or Saturday, one of the two. Hosting a stream where I'm going to be busting about 40 to 50 packs to see what we come up with. So hopefully you guys join in there, and um, hopefully it goes well. I'm really excited about busting some packs of the Mean Streets of Gadgets in. So I haven't. I'm gonna be the last one to bust packs. So
I'm sure. I'm sure you're not the last.
I'm sure I'm not, but still, really looking forward to that. So on the ladder, we're seeing a lot of Pirate
Pirate Warrior.
Warrior. Yeah,
That
Pi-
deck is everywhere.
it's everywhere. It was a top list for a while. Um, Legend rank one. It was top list for a while. And then another list came in. Help me out with the other list. What was it? Um, Came in and
The
took
one,
it.
well, Saviz on the EU account was Reno Lock, and then he played some Reno Mage too, and then Reynad took the rank one spot with a Pirate Rogue list. Pretty much anything that plays small time Buccaneer and Patches right now is doing really well. Those two lists are really good. Like those two cards are really good. I mean, you're playing a 1 mana 3/2 and a you get a free 1/1 with it. Like they're just like little buddies and they hang out and do things together.
Right.
But
And
the reason that I think that it's better than a shaman is that reason itself is that you play a 1 mana 1/2 at the time because you're not playing a weapon yet. You get your patches, and then you're able to play Flame Tongue on turn two, and you have 2/3 attack creatures on turn two, which is amazing. That's really powerful.
there's one card better than Patches right now. One
Oh
card.
no,
One card. You know what that card is?
what's that?
A Golden Patches.
Patches is the hot item, man. Patches
So
is the
yeah,
hot item right now, man. He's like the value that you get out of Patches is just ridiculous.
I didn't think that you would get. I mean, I knew it would see play. I knew Pirate Warrior was going to be strong. Um, I didn't think it would see as much play as what it's. I mean, it's controlled the meta, and this is what I haven't seen the data, the Reaper, the report.
Crystal Syndicate.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it lately, but I'm pretty sure it's got a very high percentage on the was it the Reaper report?
Yeah,
I wanted to call it the Reaper report a few minutes ago, but I went away from it. But the Reaper report, I'm sure it has a very high percentage of play on the Reaper report. So I'm not.
I think I think that we're gonna have a really skewed result on this next report because this is like the dust settling. Like everybody just decided to take what they thought was the best archetype and build it, which is obviously right now aggro because Jade's doing well. With Jade Golems doing so well, like in Druid list, in it being a slower to run list, and Reno deck's kind of doing good. The counter to that is to play a aggro list, and aggro lists do really well against those. Now you know what does really good against both those lists? Not so much control, but really good against aggro. Mid-range list. So what really scares me is that we're going to see a version of mid-range Jade Shaman show up because they have the best removal and the best ways to make like golems, in my opinion, besides the Jade Idol. Um, we're going to see that show up and then take over the meta again after this next Reaper report because people are going to see this Reaper report and go, well, everybody's playing a bunch of 1/1s. What does really good against that? Maelstrom Portal. What does really good against golems? Elemental Destruction. So it may be more of a mid-range control shaman, but I think that's the way the meta will go.
I'm saying that you're probably very close to being right, and plus the once the Reaper report actually comes out, you find a lot more people going to be playing the highest percentage list just to see what they can do. And if it is like you say, Pirate Warrior, you're going to have some of these guys trying to counter the meta, and by countering the meta, like you said, you want to go mid range, because by the time that the aggro list has developed their board, you're kind of just starting. You're starting your around turn 4 to turn 5. You're starting to build your board. At that point, you're starting to gain momentum. Being a mid-range list, whatever list that it is, you're starting to gain your momentum. Once you gain your momentum, it's hard for the aggro lists themselves to come back from that. Once you have built your board, once you have established and stabilized, yes, you may be at a low life total, but once you have stabilized, it's a whole lot easier for a mid-range list to excel than an aggro list to get its second wind.
Right. Well, see, the big difference that mid range list makes between like aggro list is that mid range list obviously have better removal because you don't play any removal on aggro list. You just go face with everything,
Right.
and you don't make any trades. And like aggro list have the ability to make value trades because their minions are beefier. Like they're going to be able to play things and trade twice. Whereas with an aggro list, if you have to start making trades, you're only trading once and you're losing that minion forever. Where like they're playing 1 mana 3/2s, but it doesn't trade well with an Azure Drake, where an Azure Drake will trade with that and then trade with another minion, and also gives them spell damage for their Maelstrom portals and do things like that. Like that's where those cards excel at is when you play those mid range style decks, and the best like that's what causes aggro to phase out is when mid range can do things like that. That's what made Pirate Warrior not as good as it could have been in the previous meta because mid range Shaman was just the nut. It was everywhere, and mid range has a really good time against control because they can kind of grind you out the same way control wants to do, and they have a better early game. So they can kind of do the things that control wants to do with drawing cards. Maybe not as good, but they still kind of can, and they have a better early game, so they can just get you to a low life total and then grind you out and start killing you. So
Right. And as far as that goes, being on either side of the fence there, I would much rather be on the control side than to be on the mid range side, in my opinion. Just for the simple fact that you can. It's so hard for a.
versus aggro.
No, no, versus mid range.
Oh,
Versus
okay.
aggro, I would much rather be on the aggro side. Aggro side is, you just go face, face. I
Right.
mean, it's done within 5 to 6 turns. As to mid range versus control, mid range you have to be very meticulous at what cards you play at what times because you know that they have certain cards in their hand. Like you're playing Control Warrior, you know they got a brawl. They got 2 brawls in their list. You have to wait and save, for instance, your rag. You want to save your rag till after they've played both brawls. You have to put a threat on board, build a big enough board where it seems threatening to them for them to play their brawl. Once they play their second brawl, then you say, "Well, I've got free range." Until you get shield slammed in the face, or you get or you not the face, but your rag gets shield slammed for 25, and then but it's very meticulous. You got to make sure that you play your cards in the correct order, and you have to not necessarily curve out properly. You do have to curve out properly, but you have to hold certain cards until certain times.
I think though, like you can almost say that about everything but aggro. I think the problem with like control list is I think they have more of a difficult time of knowing when to play their cards because a lot of times they're especially like Reno list that turn into like control like they don't have they have to pick is it the right time to play the AoE Because if I AoE here, does he follow up with the rag? Like Brawl's a perfect example because watch what happens on turn 8 if you Brawl, right? They have a big board. You play against Shaman. You Brawl a big board away. They end up with winning the Brawl or something. They have a Totem Golem left in play. So you weapon down the Totem Golem and pass turn with nothing in play, and then they play a Ragnaros. You can't Brawl that one away. If you've lost a lot of armor, which you probably have if they had a big enough board for you to Brawl, probably not shield slamming at the turn after. So you have to dig to find a way. So you have to play like slam into like something else into a bash, and then hopefully gain up enough armor to where you have to use 3 cards on rag instead of 1 card on rag. And then if you brawl the turn before that, you think, well, if I had waited, do I bait out something else because I was already at like a high enough life total, or I was doing this and I was fine. I didn't need to. So I think the decision making when it comes to like control is probably the toughest, and that's what makes it the toughest to play. That's why a lot of
Right.
people who you see at like the higher ranks are playing like Reno Mage list, or even like Kibler plays Priest all the time, and he plays a control Priest. It's because he understands the decision making in it, and you don't see like a lot of the newer people trying to play it because it's really really tough to play. And I think mid range has the same kind of thing, like you said. You don't want to play into things, but it's a lot easier
Right.
to not play into something than to rather play something.
Right. And I would agree to that. It's and thinking back on it, it's much more difficult to know when to even with any game. You take Magic the Gathering. It's so hard to know when to deal damage to a minion and to or a creature for that matter to kill off a creature or a minion and knowing well what's he going to follow up with, what do I have to take care of the next turn. You don't know as
Right.
to where the mid-range list you have to just hold your cards. You have to just the mid-range or whatever, you have to hold your cards and hopefully he plays all of his AoEs, all of his um is
It's like
whatever.
that old.
Yeah.
It's the old saying. You just get them to like. You don't play a card unless you have to, right? Like you
Right.
never. It's different in Hearthstone though because you're always curving out, but at the same
Right.
time, you just want to bait more things out of them. Like as a
Right.
control player, you got to get more out of your cards. You have to 2 for 1 them, or you're not going to win the game.
Right.
That's just the way it works. Like your excavated evils can't hit 2 minions and one of them be a totem like that he got off his hero power
Right.
because it doesn't help you. Like you, if you're dying to that because you're afraid of a flame tongue, then you're probably losing the game anyways. So
Right.
it becomes one of those things where like control players have to like really learn, especially in this meta, where you're seeing a lot of aggro decks. You have to get so much value out of your early game, which is why you see the Dragon Priest I think being better at anything because they're playing 1 mana 2/3s, and they can follow it up with like the Cabal whatever that gives it +3 health, and they can just make so many valuable trades. And their weapons, like the worst part about being a pirate warrior is having to deal with your opponent's board and having to use weapon durability because you want all the durability on all your weapons to go face. So decision making in Hearthstone is huge, like
Right.
in each aspect of aggro, mid range, or control, or like some hybrid of the three. Like
If you can essentially play your opponent's hand, you want to, and I know I'm going back to the control matchup, but if you're playing a mid range list or whatever, you essentially want to play your opponent's hand. So you're trying to draw these cards out. You're
right,
trying to whether it be in hearts, whether it be in rook, different card games, you want them to play their trumps. You want them to play their bigger cards, and like your brawls, your shield slams, things like that. When you know that you can get, they think they're getting value out of that, but essentially you're getting more value out of that than they are because they have
it
used
frees
one
up your next turn.
exactly. It frees up your next turn, and then you can play a little more loose, not really reckless, but loose, because you know what he's got out of his hand and what he's got out of his deck that you don't have to play against anymore. So, okay, that's
At certain points, you just have to find ways to like make get. You understand that against a control deck, everyone understands that control players are going to get value out of their cards. You have to try to control the value that they get out of their cards as
right,
far as like do they get 6 minions with the brawl or do they get 3 and they had to deal with the 3 because if they didn't they weren't going to be able to do anything else. Like that's what made mid-range so good because if you had a totem golem in play and feral spirits, eventually they're going to have to brawl that board away because you can literally just like go into this moment where they try to play it out with like executes or ghouls, like if they Ravaging Ghoul doesn't take care of that board. Like Ravaging Ghoul,
No.
where you put it in there to hopefully make some value trades and get more out of it because you kind of hope that the shaman's going to continue to go face. But at the same time, if they play like Spirit Claws into like spell damage, you've wasted a card essentially as the warrior or the control warrior, and you get to looking at it and you get to thinking, okay, Shaman won that battle. Shaman won that one. Like they didn't get value out of that ghoul. Now, if they want to execute something, they're executing either half of a feral spirits or a totem golem that you paid 2 mana for. So you're
Right.
even on that. You're one for oneing. You're winning those battles,
Right.
which makes them, if they have to brawl away that board, makes the control warrior feel super bad because they're only brawling away 2 cards. Like they're brawling away 2 cards.
Right.
But
And
it's three minions, but it's 2 cards, and it's like that's how you win those little exchanges.
right. And even on turn 5, if you have a spirit clause and you have four totems on board, at what point do you start getting rid of those totems because you know Thunderbluff is coming? I mean, that's another key card in the shaman list is, they can take away those they can choose not to take away those totems. But if you hold your Thunderbluff until turn 7 and you still got totems on board, I mean, it just gets nutty. And that at that point, you still have to control the totems on the board because you know what they can do with those totems. Whether or not you got it, you can play like you do.
Thunderbluff is like the biggest switch to brawl. Like as soon as you play Thunderbluff, they always brawl. But the
Right.
reason being is like they're fine with that. I think in certain situations because totems aren't doing any damage. Like
Mhm.
totems are O2s or 1/1s, so they're not doing anything. They can just build up enough armor or just a car into like a ton of armor. If they just a car into a ton of armor, then they're still fine. And then once you play that Thunderbluff, like then they brawl. And that's like my favorite thing to do when I was playing Midrange Shaman was to get them to brawl the Thunderbluff away because they're just brawling 1 card and a bunch
Right.
of totems, and that
Right.
feels super bad for the control warrior.
Yeah. But it feels super good being the shaman player.
Oh yeah, because you won that exchange. Like you
Right.
definitely won.
Yeah, you definitely won, and you've still got all you've essentially you have card advantage because you have so many more cards that you didn't play in order to play your totems, and you've got card advantage, and you've got that brawl out of their hand,
And if
and
you win the brawl with like the Thunderbluff, then
yeah,
it's over.
it,
Game over.
yeah, you've won that match, and okay, yeah,
That's our tangent on the control matchup
yeah,
versus like the mid range matchups.
right, and I don't know how we got there, but we did.
It's the decks that we're seeing on the ladder, and we
Yeah,
started discussing cards that need to be played. I think that the ladder's changing though because obviously the meta changes when new cards are entered, but you have so many more AOE's. Like Dragonfire Potion obviously was going to be good.
I hate playing
Spellfire
against that card.
Potion,
I hate playing against Dragonfire Post, and I knew how we got there. Just for the record, I knew how we got there, but
well, we had to. Like, I mean, you
yeah,
have to give Priest something for it to be good again, and if you want it to be good again, and that's the card it needed.
oh
And it
yeah,
also makes mid range really bad. Like, 5 damage to everything that's on a dragon is just. I mean, that's the perfect AOE for Dragon Priest. Like,
it is.
I've played Dragon Priest on ladder, and as I was playing it, I had a Draconid in play, a 2/3 in play, and one more dragon, and I can't remember exactly what it was. And then I had like I had like 100 cards in my hand. I drew way too many. Like I was like, okay, so I played a potion, forgetting that like Draconid is a dragon, forgetting that like my 2/3 was gonna survive, and then like and the Twilight Guardian, that's what it was. And my Twilight Guardian wasn't gonna take damage from it. Like I played it, wiped their board, and was like, oh my gosh, I finally felt the effect of that card. It was just
Right.
like it was mind blowing as I looked at the board and was like, my minions are unscathed, and I just did 5 to everything else.
Yeah, and your Azure Drakes, which are so very important.
Right.
You don't touch them because they're a dragon.
That's the bad card. That's the one I didn't name because it's the bad card.
Yeah.
Because it's played in everything else. Like it's a
Right.
neutral dragon that's played in everything. You don't kill
Right.
it with your dragon fire. It's like
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I thought I had it. No, you didn't have it.
no, it's still there and they're good.
Yeah, and they still got 4 damage that they can do to whatever and spell damage. So
But I think my prediction on the Draconid operative was correct. I think it's going to push out. Azure Drake's not going to be played in mini priest list anymore. It's just going to be a dragon operative, Draconid operative spot now because it's better. It's a 5 mana 5/6 where you're paying a 5 mana for a 4/4. You don't need spell damage and priest, and you actually get to draw a card from the opponent's deck. So not only are you getting information, but you're getting probably a better card than you would have wanted most of the time.
Okay.
Getting shaman cards when you're playing priest is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And shaman cards, as we know, are so powerful. They're powerful. They're just OP right now.
Like I
Or they
mean,
were
getting
OP,
getting
but
any card, like you're getting it from their deck, so you have the opportunity to get like. So I got Sylvanas off one. I got offered a
right.
rag but didn't take it because I was gonna win with another card. Like you get the legends they play too. Like this isn't just like discover a card. It's discover a card from your opponent's deck. Like
Right.
you're looking into your opponent's deck, going, oh, I didn't know that you played the Boogie Monster. I'm gonna write
Right.
that down now because that might show up later.
Oh, you're
Like
playing a big game hunter in that list?
okay, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Won't play my rag now.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean,
Like you just it's amazing.
you
That's so good.
ultimately get information. Information is so key. Information against your opponent is very key because there are so many different variations of each one of these lists, and if you potentially get one of these cards that are tacked in for particular decks, oh, I got to play around that. So I know what he's got in here. I got to wait for him to draw that and play around it. Or, I mean, you know that they don't have it in their hand essentially. So if you see a key card that they are a legend or something like that, that you know they haven't played yet or whatnot,
Right.
and you know that it's not in their hand, so it kind of frees your hand up at that point that you can play a little bit more differently.
Like anytime you get information, it's just
Oh yeah,
brutal to your opponent. So
absolutely. Information is key. Information. I mean, when you have information, you have it all. You got the key.
well, we were gonna do a playthrough with some of the decks submitted by me and Human. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna have Cerberus cast it. Get some prep time for that tournament coming up. But I think since we don't actually have Human on the show, we're not gonna do that segment. But what I think we could do, me and you, man, once we end the show, we start up another one, and basically do an arena run. If you want to do one with me, I'll do an
Okay.
arena run, and me and you could do one together.
Okay.
It's quite possible, maybe.
Very possible.
All right, so that sounds like a good idea. What do you think?
Oh, sounds good. Put me on the spot here. Sounds good.
All right.
You just don't want to play
Uh,
GTA 5.
do what?
You don't want me to play GTA 5 is all it is.
I mean, if you want to play GTA 5, you can. I'll
No,
go
I'm
stream it
kidding.
myself. I mean, if
I'm
you
kidding.
want to.
I'm there.
So, but I think we had some. Wait a second. Oh, that's it. No, I was gonna say I think we have some more news at the end, but oh, we've got our tournament.
December 8th, man. December
So,
8th.
technically, it's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
So technically, it's tomorrow.
How excited are you? 1 to 10.
I'm excited. I love competitive formats. I like seeing people play competitively for it's gonna be fun, and
Let's
I think it'll be enjoyable for everyone involved and anyone who comes and watches. I think it'll be enjoyable. We're gonna see some good Hearthstone.
right.
Me and Brad or me and Cerberus are gonna try and cast this thing professionally as possible.
It's going to fail miserably. No. We
It's
are
a
not.
tasteful charade, man. We're not professional.
Yeah,
We're pretending to
this
be.
is all a charade, guys. What you're seeing is not what you're seeing. It's all a charade.
My
So,
room is really a wreck. It
yeah.
looks good, like right here. Like it looks like the bookcase and there's
Yeah,
stuff. And like, but if I was like
over
taking a
here.
camera anywhere, you
Yeah.
would go, "Oh my God, this guy is
Yeah.
putting on a front."
I mean, I live spotless. I mean, my house is immaculate. No, it's really not. It's over here to this side. It's got all kinds of stuff over here. So uh, that's a little project I got going on with decorations and all this other cool stuff, and it's just not going where it's sat there for a while. So yeah, it's nasty. Yeah, I'm the same way. But yeah, we've
Let's go
talked.
do an arena.
You ready to do an arena?
I'm
So
ready, dude.
so he's ready to do an arena. I'm ready to watch an arena. Um, I'm ready to cast an arena. Would you say?
We're gonna discuss these picks, man. We're gonna get
Discuss
deep
them.
into
Let's do that. Let's
deep into
discuss them.
these picks, dude.
And we're gonna do this. And we've already talked about our tournament that was next on our list. We kind of talked about that the first of the show. So
Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Go guys, do them
go.
all.
Oh my God! Somebody in chat said Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Crip is in there, standing in the concession, plotting his oppression.
I love it.
I do too. I love everything about that. I love it. So keep
Thank
them
you,
coming.
Durs.
Yeah,
Thank you. You're
there's
the best.
yes. And
The Durs.
if you haven't done so, once again, this is my closing. It's going to take about 5 minutes, but we get it there. If you haven't done so, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, subscribe Twitch, like us on Facebook. Go to
We give
pay.
free stuff away all the time,
We
guys.
give
Don't
free
ever
stuff.
forget
What
that.
is better than free stuff? Nothing.
We do free things all the time, guys. You'll love it. I
There's
promise. It's awesome.
there is nothing better than free stuff other than golden patches.
Krusty Krab is unfair.
I love it.
Bravo, the Durs.
Yeah, the
Bravo.
Durs, he's there.
Um,
Plotting the oppression of Crip. Or plotting whose oppression is he plotting?
mine.
Yours.
My
That
oppression
is yours.
against everyone in this arena.
I love it. I love it.
Let's do it. Let's
Let's
go, arena.
let's do it, guys. We'll be back here in just a few moments with an arena run. And thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you and stay tasty out there.
Peace.